What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Beyond ARTV and another episode of 7 on Sunday. Admit it, I've already taken you back to your scene phase with that horrible intro and, of course, the t-shirt that I am wearing today. Today we're going to be talking about 7 songs that are meant to help you relive that emo phase, maybe the scene phase in your life. A lot of us went through that, and even if you didn't, maybe you did, like deep down somewhere. It's okay, let those feelings out. There's so many bands and songs that I probably could have included on this list, but I of course narrowed it down to just 7 for this episode today because the show isn't 77 on Sunday. It is actually, in fact, 7 on Sunday last time I checked, because 77, that would be an insane amount of editing. But, of course, we're going to look at all of these bands, all the way from SILVERSTEIN to My Chemical Romance to many, many more. Let's have fun. Please drop a like on this video if you do enjoy this episode of 7 on Sunday, and without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start off the list with SILVERSTEIN's My Heroine. The anger, the hostility, the screams, it's all bringing out those demons from the closet that was your suppressed anger during the teenage years. Maybe you were angry at mom or dad or whoever else or whatever that angsty relationship was that you were going through at the time. I'm not discrediting this song by any means. In fact, a lot of SILVERSTEIN stuff still holds up pretty damn well. And this track, My Heroine, uses a lot of metaphors with like health-related stuff and hospitals, doctors, everything like that, and has a pretty damn good screamed like bridge leading up to the chorus, like a pre-chorus, and even the chorus itself is still very intense. The drum parts, the guitars, everything like that. It definitely feels mid-2000s. This track came out in 2005, which is personally my favorite year in music because that's when I fell in love with music, and this one just holds a special place for me, and I think a lot of music fans still to this day, because it's not the epitome of SILVERSTEIN, but still, this song represents a good chunk of what they were about, so take a trip back. I'm outside of your window with my radio. I'm outside of your window with my radio. I'm outside of your window with my iHeartRadio app. Maybe the times have changed just a bit since Hawthorne Heights released NIKI FM, but one thing that never changes is those emo feels that are sure to come as soon as you hear those opening guitar notes and those slow drums and then the melancholic vocals that slowly roll off the tongue. It's something that's so brooding, so cutting, it's so edgy that you could really get cut on it. You better watch yourself. I remember seeing the music video for this on Fuse back in the day and thinking, whoa, what exactly is going on here? Everything is like dressed in Catholic school uniforms and everyone looks emo as fuck, and I want in on this right now. Like, take me to Hot Topic. And I didn't even know Hot Topic existed at that time. I need a lot of black clothing in my life. While I never got to that extreme of wearing all black and mimicking Hawthorne Heights, I definitely owe a lot to this song in terms of it helping me discover other bands and stuff that I felt was emo or goth or whatever the term floating around at the time was. Hawthorne Heights are by no means a band that I look to for like amazing tunes. I know they just put out a new album, I haven't even listened to it, but they do kind of have like a place in my mind that's like, that's your comfort zone. That's your start. Look back on it fondly. And I don't like to listen to songs like this too much, but when I do, there's that nostalgic flair that just makes it great somehow, even if it's really not and is a bit cheesy. Keep on retaking the photographs, they will never change. The way we kiss goodbye, the way we hold our hands. Everyone in the audience start flattening that hair right away, comb it over one eye, and boot up myspace.com, because coming in at number 5, we have Away Away by A Rocket to the Moon. Now, this band definitely evolved a lot over their years, but at their core and at their start, they were one of those MySpace bands that were using a lot of vocoders, a lot of autotune, and were making stuff in GarageBand. And this song actually holds up surprisingly well. I had a friend that shared this track with me, and she felt it was very special. I kind of did. I didn't really get it until maybe like, I don't know, 6 months after it was sent to me the first time, and I think this was like 08, 09 or something like that. And if you listen to this track now, you're gonna think, holy crap, this song is like really trying to be like so emotional and so over the top and dramatic. But back then, this was our stuff, man. This was our vibe. This was our tune. Away, away. This is something that even brought in a vocal sample and a little sample from a film, and it just tied it all together kind of sweetly. I know it's odd. I know you're gonna laugh at me now, but if you had that emo phase at one point, go back, listen to the full song, and trust me. Yeah, this one still hurts. I Don't Love You by My Chemical Romance. This is, of course, off of The Black Parade. No, I didn't pick the obvious choice. Come on, welcome to The Black Parade. Overrated at this point. The Black Parade is still one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time, and I really could have picked any of the tracks from this album, but I went with I Don't Love You just because of its rich instrumental. It reminds you of other tracks on the album, but it also has a strong narrative to it. Obviously, if you're following the arc of the album The Black Parade, you could look at it from that perspective, but you could also just take it as a track, I Don't Love You, like I did yesterday. That's the lyric and refrain in the song. And Gerard Way's voice on this one, When You Go, and everything like that, all of those little hooks and the way that he's able to fluctuate his voice, it just sells you on this time in music that was so vastly beautiful, but so vastly different from how it is now. And I want to go back so bad. Number 3, Diamonds by Brave Carolina. This is a moment that once again felt like it was made for MySpace, and my friend actually discovered this band on MySpace. He was so obsessed with them that it of course bled over to me checking out some of their music because he was constantly pushing it, having it as his default profile song, and then finally I was like, alright, this track Diamonds is pretty cool. I remember sitting down to watch the music video for Diamonds for the very first time and just thinking to myself, okay, what's going on here? These two dudes are rubbing paint everywhere, all over themselves. They've gotten the flattened hair, they've got the scene hair, and this is the most scene thing that I have possibly ever seen. And the track definitely sounds like it was made in GarageBand, and at the time I was thinking, wow, this is kind of deep, it's kind of got this cutting atmosphere, but 10 years on, yeah, it's feeling a little bit dated, but it'll definitely kind of rewind the years for you.
She can't behave, and I'm just a slave. Don't worry, I'll be gone when the morning comes, darling. What is going on?
Situations are irrelevant now. Ah yes, the only Escape the Fate album that featured original vocalist Ronnie Radke. That was the track Situations that you just heard a preview of. And Situations is definitely very much of 2006, and just looking at the culture that went along with the music video, I mean, it's still a funny video, I'll give you that. Ronnie sounds good on this album in general. I still can go back to it and not cringe, and this track, it's still fun for me. It's just like, not in an ironic way, but just in kind of like a weird way, like here and there. I can occasionally go back to it, and I think that if you guys cue this one up, you're gonna sit down and listen and be like, wow, Escape the Fate, they've changed a whole lot, and times in general with just this style of music and the whole scene band thing, that's changed too, and that's okay. But Situations, it's a damn fun song. I mean, it's so much fun to sing along to, and just the way that it kind of punches a lot of people as it goes on, I mean, it's a wrecking ball in the best way. We've got a powerhouse rocketing in at number 1 as the band UNDEROATH takes over with Writings on the Walls. Spencer Chamberlain and Aaron Gillespie definitely do a fantastic job on this track, and it was their biggest hit for a reason. This is something that's still monumental to this day because those thundering drums, the screams on the track, even the music video for it will definitely give you so many fond memories of that time. And honestly, I think that the album that this came from, Define the Great Line, still kind of goes overlooked by some, because if you look at UNDEROATH, you might think, oh, it was just another band of that time. But if you look to some of the other bands that came from that era, like Thursday, even The Used, and obviously who I'm talking about now, UNDEROATH, there's a lot of powerful stuff that came out and a lot of bands that are still doing great things to this day. That's it for this episode of 7 on Sunday. I hope you enjoyed seeing 7 songs that should take you back to those scene days. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below, or any other choices that you would have added to my playlist. If you do want to hear these songs, there should be a playlist link down below. Other than that, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and donate on Patreon if you're able to help videos like this keep coming on a monthly basis. Direct link to my Patreon is over in this little handy annotation over in the corner of your screen. If you want to see the last episode of SOS, please tap this card right over here, or see another recent video with this card right over here. All of my social media accounts that you see can be found in the description down below, and other than that, I'll see you very soon for more content right here on Beyond ARTV.